Hi, this is Karen from the Huntley Library. Thanks for joining us again for another 12 days of crafting. Today we're going to be making these little woven heart baskets, which you can fill with things if you want to, and hang or gift. These are something that my grandfather used to make, and he never showed me how to do it, but I have since found instructions for that, and I'm going to share them with you. So let's assemble some supplies and we can get started.
These are the supplies that you're going to need for our woven heart baskets. You're going to need some kind of paper. You can use wrapping paper, which is traditional for those. You can use notebook paper. You could use printer paper. If you have scrapbook paper, that would also work well too. If the paper is really thick, it's hard to weave, and also I just played a little bit with this sort of mylar paper. This was really hard to use too because it's so slippery and it's hard for it to keep its shape. So before you start using that, practice with something else that's a little bit easier to work with. I am going to use this piece of scrapbook paper and also I think this piece of cardstock, and we'll see what we get. I have a template that I made which I'm going to use to cut out my pieces so that they're the same size. In general, the shape that you need to make is sort of like a long oval like this, so think French bread, and the one that I'm going to do is about 8 inches in length, 2.5 inches in width, and then we are going to cut 4 slits in it that are about 1/2 inch apart. You can make these bigger or smaller depending on what you want, how you want yours to look. The 2 pieces though will have to match up. So I'm going to use this template that I cut out to make my 2 pieces. And if you want, you can paper clip these together or staple them together temporarily to cut them out at the same time, or if you're good at holding them together, or they won't move around a whole lot, you can do that too. That is what I'm going to endeavor to do. Things are moving a little bit. Oops. I just have a little bit to trim off here. Okay. Perfect. You can set your template aside if you were using one of those. And then we're going to fold this in half just to make sure that everything is looking about the same. If you have some overlap like I do there, you can trim that off. And just make those edges nice and round. If you want to use a ruler to measure out 1/2 inch for those 4 slits that we're going to make, you can do that, or you can eyeball it. So these are the slits that we're going to make to do our weaving, and we need 4 of those. I suppose you could have more if you wanted to do more weaving, but I'm going to show you with 4. So here's one. I'm going to cut across, but not all the way. 2. 3. Try and keep your paper from moving too much. Mine is moving a little bit. If it's getting stuck on itself in the cuts, you can unfold it and refold it. Here's number 4. Stay right there. Okay. We're ready to start our weaving. This is what you should have to get started with your weaving. So we're going to unfold this temporarily so that we have our 2 pieces. And then you're going to orient your pieces so that they look like bunny ears, or like the 2 halves of a heart, because you're going to weave them together like this. So this is a preview. Pre-weaving. You're going to start with the first, or the top leg, of your woven heart, and I'm going to start with this. So the first piece is going to go around this piece on the other side and then through the whole thing, the second leg on the other side, and then around again for the third one. Just take some dexterity, and then through the fourth one, and then around the last leg. So we've got one piece woven through, and now we're going to start on the second one. The second one is going to go the opposite of the first. So instead of going around it, it's going to go through the first leg on the other side, around the second one. And you can see how if you have thicker paper this could get difficult, or if you have really wiggly paper it might not cooperate. And then we're going to go through the third leg. Everything's legs and arms with my crafts. And then around the fourth one. And then through the fifth, the final piece here. Okay, so the third one, we're going to do the opposite of the second one. So it's going to go around this leg, through the next one, around, third one, through the fourth one. My heart's turning around. Are you following it? And then around the last one. Or if you're struggling like I am, we're going to put the last leg through that strip that we're weaving across. So you can see how the pattern is taking shape there. And we just have two more of these legs to weave through pieces. So opposite of this course there, we're going to go through the first one, around the second one, through the third one, around the fourth one, and then through the last one. Last strip. Okay, this one is going the opposite of the one above it, so we're going to go around the first one, through the second one, maybe. This cardstock really doesn't want to cooperate. Ooh! So weaving around the third one, through the fourth. Okay, pull it through so that we have enough strip to work with here, and then we're going to go, I completely turned it upside down. We're going to go around this last one here. Okay, and then you can pull on it a little bit to make sure everything is secure. Now we have our woven heart. If you want to turn this into a basket, you can open it up a little bit, put something inside of it, make a little strip like I did for this one, and attach it to the inside. So that just looks... I have another piece of paper here. This is just that cardstock I was using, so I'm just going to cut off like a ½ inch strip of it, and you can make this longer or shorter depending on how big you want your loop to be, and you can adjust it some by just where you tape it on the inside. I'm using double stick tape for this, and I'm just going to put one piece on that side and open this up a little bit, and in this middle area I'm going to tape it down about halfway, and then add another piece of tape to the other side, and that's going to go on this side of the loop handle. And that looks about the right height, so we'll just attach that on the inside. And then you have a nice little loop to hang it. You could use string too, or embroidery floss, or something of that nature, or the ornament hooks will also work. So those are our woven heart baskets.
Thanks for joining me for today's 12 days of crafting. I hope you enjoyed making our woven heart baskets, and that you'll find someone special to give them to, or some place special to hang them. For more fun ideas and more 12 days of crafting, please check out our website, www.huntleylibrary.org. We'll see you next time. Bye.